doesn't seem to be a day where some kind of tomfoolery just doesn't happen. The tomfoolery this time happens to be with Ita bags. Again. I saw Addie talking about this recent controversy and I thought I would give my own 2 cents. Because since the topic is concerning Ita bags, I think I can have a little bit of an opinion on this. Essentially, what had happened was that there was a user on Twitter that made a Menhera-chan Ita bag. Menhera-chan being from a Japanese manga which is very popular. Addie has actually made a video talking about Menhera-chan and this whole controversy with the Ita bag as well. So I definitely recommend her channel and her video because she goes a lot more in depth, whereas here I'm gonna be giving more so my opinion. Essentially, the person made the Ita bag and tagged the creator. And I would think rightfully so. It's a really cute Ita bag, at least in my eyes, I think it's super cute. But apparently it wasn't super cute to the creator. The creator seemed upset because it looks like some of the buttons were perhaps not bought officially. This of course rubbed people kind of the wrong way, myself included. Now from a couple of videos that have been getting recommended on my TikTok, I've definitely seen that there is a big difference between Western Ita bag culture and of course the Eastern Ita bag culture. Of course, since Ita bag culture originated from the East, you'll definitely see people have a different kind of way of them doing their Ita bags. For them, their Ita bags consist of the same pin, usually from an official merchandiser, repeating over and over and over again all over the bag. I've seen Ita bags like this, and I think they look pretty cute. When it comes to Eastern Ita bag culture, you'll definitely see that people tend to be geared more towards like different buttons and different charms, sometimes unofficial and some even made by fan artists. And for some reason, this is like a big no-no when it comes to apparently how an Ita bag is made. I don't know, it's only in recent years that I've discovered that there is kind of like a whole like stigma and kind of like a whole method of how one makes and decorates an Ita bag. It's not something official. There's like no handbook that I've seen anywhere that says, hey, this is how you're supposed to decorate your Ita bag, so if you veer off this course, your Ita bag is wrong. Which personally, when I see people arguing over these Ita bags, I think it's a bit silly. But either way, going back to the topic at hand. Menhera-chan's creator was very upset by this person's Ita bag because the pins weren't official. They weren't even sure if the buttons were actually bought or not. Even someone in the comments had mentioned that, hey, maybe the person who made the Ita bag made the buttons themselves. But I guess even then, Menhera-chan's creator was like, nope, I can immediately tell they were bought off of AliExpress. In my head I'm thinking, well, how do you know for sure? What if the person just made these buttons? But Menhera-chan's creator wasn't having any of it, as apparently they had blocked the person with the Ita bag. As an artist and someone who also makes Ita bags, I can see both sides of the argument here. Now of course, I'm more so going to side with the person who made the Ita bag. Cause look at it from their eyes. They took the time, the effort, the energy to make this beautiful Ita bag for their favorite creator, only for the creator in the end to essentially block them and tell them, hey, you didn't buy official merch, so yeah, your bag doesn't count. I don't know, personally, I would feel kind of embarrassed and ashamed and kind of like dumbfounded by the response. And then coming from the side of Menhera-chan's creator, it can kind of be a little bit demeaning when somebody decides to buy off-branded merchandise. If I haven't made it obvious already, I myself am an artist, so if someone was to essentially take my art and buy it from a third party, I would kind of be upset. But that's as far as my sympathy's gonna go. If this was like a small series and this person went out of their way to, instead of supporting you, support a third party somewhere else being manufactured in some other country, yeah, I would rightfully be upset. But Menhera-chan isn't a small series whatsoever. It's extremely popular, and I've apparently even heard that some merchandise is actually really hard to get. So obviously a lot of merchandise is coveted. Now, I might be reaching a little bit here, right? But the fact that Menhera-chan's creator said that, hey, if you're not buying my official merchandise, your Ita bag is invalid and I'm blocking you, that sounds a little bit elitist. I understand that it is important to support the creator of the official merchandise. But once I feel that if you get to a certain like popular threshold, there are going to be people that are going to do their own thing with their Ita bags. If you're someone who's uncomfortable with people kind of buying third-party merchandise, especially from like AliExpress, I think you should make it very clear from the beginning what your stance on it is. And I definitely feel like this situation could have been handled differently. Like, Manhara-chan's creator could have said something like, "Hey, your Ita bag is actually super cute, thank you for the support. I noticed that some of your pins aren't official merchandise from me. If you made them yourself, then that's fine, but if you bought them from a third party like AliExpress, I'm a little bit uncomfortable with that. These third-party companies don't support us in any way, shape, or form. They essentially just steal our designs. To show there's no hard feelings, I like to provide you with a discount code that you can use at any time that you want. Times are tough, and I don't expect everybody to support me in the same way. I just wanted to make my stance on how I feel about third-party merchandise." If Manhara-chan's creator said something along these lines, I definitely think that things would have gone more smoothly. Manhara-chan is obviously allowed to feel however they want about their merchandise being sold and distributed. But responding the way that they did, it makes a big disconnect in your audience. And again, going back to the Ita bag culture, it is seen as more acceptable to use official merchandise than just pins you've made yourself or bought somewhere else. But at the end of the day, it's just a bag. There shouldn't be rules and regulations that comes with decorating it. I don't know, I just wanted to give my 2 cents and just yap about this because it makes me just a little angry that these bags are just centered around so much controversy. Like the whole controversy about the repeating pins thing from TikTok, and now this. But I don't know, what do you guys think? I obviously want to respect the artist here, and I do, but the way they went about this and responding to a fellow supporter, it kind of just gave me the ick. But that'll be it for now. Thank you so much for watching. And go decorate your Ita bags however you want.